In John 15, Jesus speaks about his people being the branches that are in him, the vine. His desire is that his people be fruitful, profitable, useful to him and others. If we're not fruitful or useful, he will lift us up like a gardener lifting a branch out of the mud so it can get more support and sunlight. It'll hopefully then become useful or fruitful. Some Christians are bearing fruit, but we have some things that need to be trimmed or pruned so all that life can go directly to bearing more fruit and bigger, more healthy fruit. Then there are some Christians who are doing absolutely nothing, completely fruitless and seemingly useless for God's use. So Jesus says they'll be gathered and burned. People often erroneously, I believe, say these people aren't saved or that they've lost their salvation. Because look, they're getting burned. That must mean hell. However, I think we're given insight from a similar passage in Ezekiel 15, where God is saying that the people of Israel are useless. They're bearing no fruit. He compares them to useless wood from a vine, much like fruitless branches in John 15. What does God do in Ezekiel 15? He burns those branches to provide fuel for a fire. That's far from being an unredemptive destruction of useless branches. Essentially, it's taking branches that aren't good for what they're intended for and using them for another purpose, fuel. In this way, it's scary because I do think God intends for us to cooperate with him like a branch in the vine and be fruitful in him. However, if that isn't happening, he may still have another use for us, fuel for a fire. Doesn't sound as pleasant, but hey, we're still of use to God. Being thrown into the fire in these passages doesn't make you not a child of God or an Israelite, but it is an exhortation that God will find a use for us as his children, one way or another.